general. And I mean, we talked about the different aspects of long-term career planning, determining your strengths and interests and finding your passion, setting your goals and working towards them, investing in yourself technically and with soft skills too, and expanding your network. So now we're kind of in the question and answer portion of our webinar, and I do definitely want to get to another tip in the book, which came from Paul, our special guest, about getting a raise. So before we turn it all the way over to question and answer, let me read the quote from Paul. Well, so he says that if you want to get a raise, do you think you deserve it? Can the company afford it? Last year, Paul answered yes to all three, asked for a 15% raise, and then lo and behold, he got an 18% raise. So Paul, I don't want to misquote you. I'll just let you run with this one. How did you get a raise, and how did you get an 18% raise when you only asked for a 15% raise in the first place?
Well, it's important to understand some aspects about your job. What do you do? What do you do for the company? What things have you accomplished? And what do you plan to do? I mean, how have you helped the company? You have to sell yourself. You have to prepare for that. You know, start with your job description. What do you do? What are your responsibilities? What are you expected to do? All of those things. And then you need to do a self-evaluation. And you have to be honest. Do you show up on time? Do you get your tasks done on time and correctly? Do you go the extra mile? Do you take on extra stuff? You know, you got to be honest with yourself. If you're not honest here, you can't be honest in the presentation. And if you fudge on that, your presentation's going to fail because they're going to see through the fluff. You know, the people you work for aren't stupid. They didn't get there because of any other reason than they do good at their jobs for the most part. Occasionally there's a different aspect to that. But for this particular topic, they're going to see through the baloney. So you need to be honest. Then you need to talk to the people who are in charge of the finance for the company, the controller, the bookkeeper, the people who know when it's a good time to ask for a raise. Can the company afford to give you one? Is there, you need to understand that before you go and ask for it. And then the third thing to do is look out, what are you worth? On the web, there's plenty of sites to find out salary surveys. Spiceworks did one a couple of years ago. The Department of, I think it's the Department of Labor, I'm pretty sure, Bureau of Labor and Statistics, they do a salary survey every year and drill down pretty far and also give you a factor based on your geography. You know, if you live in New York, the job pays more than it does in rural Missouri. So there's a factor for that, but it can give you an idea of what other people in your field doing what you do get paid. If you're below that mark for the average, it makes it easy to go to management and say, hey, I'm doing the same job as these guys. In fact, I'm doing better than most of these guys at this job, and this is what the salary range is. So those pieces of evidence that back up your case are the things that will get you the raise. You can't just go into the boss and say, hey, I'd like to make more money. Oh, really? So would I. You have to prepare. You have to give them something to say, yeah, you do deserve more money. I will give you a raise.
Excellent. And I know all of us like to make a lot of money or more money.